KTSM is the proud sponsor and organizer of a yearly event called WeatherFest. This is where schools compete with their science projects and students learn a lot. Every year that top award is called the WeatherFest Warrior Award, and in 2023 that went to Franklin High School. Well, joining me are two people of the four-person team that won that award. We have Michelle Jimenez and Andrew Manoni. Nice to see you, Michelle and Andrew.
Nice to see you.
Okay, tell us about this award. This was quite an honor to be the top dogs. And what was your science project about?
So we actually did a project on the urban heat effect, and so it was about how the field gets a lot warmer because the surface actually the floor warms the surface, so any of the heat that gets reflected off of the field actually is what warms it and makes it a lot hotter for athletes. So we really wanted to address that issue, and we did that by trying to find solutions for this more heat that was going on, that was harming our student athletes.
Okay, Andrew, it's pretty nice out here today. I would not call this a urban heat island effect day at all. But when it's 105 and you got players suited up and they got their helmets and they come out here and they pound this turf, that can be a health issue. That really does get hot. So the purpose of this was also to protect people. Is that the case?
Yes, sir. So our whole team was actually made up of student council members, and so we wanted to take the opportunity not just to learn more about science and about weather, but to also do something that could be applied to our school and our students.
Okay, so to do some research to get ready for this, you basically got on the phone or sent out some emails. Tell us about that, Andrew.
Yeah, so, I knew that the only restriction was that it had to be related to weather or climate, but it was still very broad for us, and we weren't really sure where to go in the beginning. And so what I did is I reached out to a couple professors from different universities across the country, and I actually heard back from someone from Michigan, and he was a professor of atmosphere. And so he sort of joined a Zoom with us for an hour, and he gave us a bunch of different ideas before we settled on this one about urban heat island effect.
So we got some kids in a public school in El Paso that got a PhD from Michigan on the line, and you got to grill this mind for ideas. Okay, so tell us about what were some of the ideas that you came up with that you could test.
So there were several ideas that could be potential solutions for this. One of them was just including more shade, but as you can see in this field, there's not a lot of shade, and it's kind of a more long-term solution. Another solution that some people use is to do more agriculture or to plant more trees or more shrubs around, and that tends to lower the heat as well. But again, that would be more of a long-term solution. So we decided to test the tarp idea, which was to put a reflective tarp on top of the field that would reflect the heat away and make the field a lot cooler.
Now, was this an expensive tarp, or how big was the test tarp?
So our test tarp, I think it was like $50 bucks-ish. I think the most expensive piece of equipment that we had to use was an infrared thermometer. And so that was so we could record the temperature of the grass and compare the two between under the tarp and the one that was just exposed to direct sunlight. But our tarp was pretty cheap. It was probably from the yard line, the 2 yard lines here.
So when you put the tarp down, I guess you can't really plant a tree right in the middle of the football field. Huh?
No.
Coach might have a problem with that. Might be a security issue. But the difference in temperature, was it notable? Was it significant? What did you discover?
Yeah, it was definitely notable. So we also noticed that there was a change between the different colors of the field. So as you can see, we have some purple turf, we have some light green, dark green, and black. And so we tested the green, the black, and I think the white. And so the black one was definitely a lot hotter, and that's just because of the albedo effect. And then the white one, and that would be a difference of about 175 degrees without the tarp and 160 degrees when we did use the tarp.
Fantastic. All right, Michelle, Andrew, great science. If you want more information, go to our website. That's ktsm.com. Click on that Studio 9 tab.